City never sleeps, and neither do the dreamers who build its pulse. From every corner of the globe they come. Visionaries, creators, leaders, each carrying a spark ready to ignite the world. This is not an event, it's a revolution of rhythm and reason. A symphony of minds, a movement of momentum. Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Together they set the stage for brilliance. This is the NYC Experience. Mastermind, light up the city. They coming from the east, coming from the west. Knowledge on deck, put the truth to the test. Leaders in motion, hearts in sync, dropping wisdom so deep it'll make you think. They bring stories, sweat and flame, different faces, one shared name. Elevation, that's the sound. NYC Experience Mastermind, where purpose is found.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Lancelot, I want to start with saying that most people don't fail because they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. They fail because they avoid the work required to become who they said they want to be. So today we're going to definitely expose that and explore that as well. By the way, I'm Sifu Raphael, and I'm delighted to be here with my great partner, Lancelot. And we're both founders. Lancelot, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm an artist, first and foremost, actor, dancer, choreographer, producer, but also a former professional athlete. And now I've created my own program called From Stuck to Unstoppable, which talks about going from not knowing what to do and then understanding the work that has to be put in, and then actually doing the work, and understanding that all the intentional steps that you take, the little intentional steps that you take, made massive internal shifts. So it's about getting a program, getting with a system, and then doing the work consistently each and every day, each and every month, each and every week. And after a while, you get better and better. It's just a matter of, it's like exercising. The more you do it, the better you get.
That's it. That's it. And so today we're going to definitely, and here's a promise we can make, right? We're going to define your next version, expose the work you're avoiding sometimes, and show you why you can't do this alone. We don't do this alone. Lancelot doesn't do what he does. By the way, I am Sifu Raphael. I am what you may want to call an architect of so many different things. I do have 10 live shows. I curate different events. I have an event happening in May 15th through the 17th with Theo Clay here in New York. And then Lancelot, Jose, and I, we're doing another one in Atlanta. That's September 25th through the 27th. So for me, it's about helping people become the best versions of themselves. So when we do this in Atlanta, we're looking at people who have done it, people who are in the space of, let me show you what I've done, and so that maybe you can follow in the same footsteps. Lancelot, you continue to improve on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
You do your affirmations, you still go to classes, you teach classes, you're involved. And also as a teacher myself, because I teach daily, I think that as a teacher, we become the student as we teach, don't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because people like ourselves, it's always about getting better, even as a teacher. Mm-hmm. And the fundamentals, as you master the fundamentals and you teach others to master the fundamentals, you get better at the fundamentals. Because for me, you start to break those fundamentals down even in a more refined way. You start to understand things differently than you understood them before, because you can always learn. Even if you're a master, you can learn. So I enjoy the process of teaching and then learning as I watch them learning, because I'm looking to see different things that they're discovering. And
That's
then I
right.
add that to me. And it's a beautiful thing when you're out there each and every day trying to grow, even as a teacher.
Correct. Yeah, I love that. I love that because a lot of people call me a master, but I still believe myself as a beginner. And the reason is exactly what you talked about, because we can't believe that I will never believe I've arrived, because if I've arrived, then that's it, I'm done.
It's nothing to
So I
work
don't
to.
want to be done. I'm never done. I'm continually learning. Let's take a quick look at one of the videos of somebody who was at our Tampa event and how they felt being in the room with us. Take a look.
I definitely would recommend the New York City Mastermind Experience to everyone because it puts you in a room with other people that you can take nuggets away from. And if you want to elevate your life, your business, your family, and the connections that you have, you want to be in this room. I had to be part of it. I had to support that because I truly believe each and every one of us is meant to do something and leap to great success and ignite the power within us so that we're also igniting everybody else around us to be great.
Yeah. So in order to be great, we need the right people around us. Because like I said before, we can't do it alone, can we?
No, not at all.
Mm.
Every coach needs a coach. And
That's
that's
right.
a wonderful statement from the great Jose Escobar, which then made me understand more and more about how important it is to continue to keep learning. And that even when you, like you said, you reach master level, you're still at the beginning. You're a master at one level, and you're actually at the beginning of another as you continue to grow. And so life should be about continuing growth. At least that's how I feel. So
Yeah.
every day is an incredible joy because you're learning a little more than you learned yesterday. You know, who I was yesterday is not who I am meant to become today or tomorrow because I've done the work yesterday. And that's important to understand that you never, well, people like ourselves never get satisfied because that's not for everybody. Some people are looking to retire, and there's nothing wrong with that. But those that look to continue to grow and then continue to align with the greatness that is inside of him, one of the ways you do that is to continue to learn every single day. Is another opportunity to be just a little bit better than you were the day before.
Yeah, I got to tell you, anybody who retires, that means they were tired to begin with, so they're redoing it. That's how I see it. I'm just kidding, but in reality, I was at an event, and somebody was at the event, and we were talking about growth. And you know what they said, which was really interesting to me? I don't need to listen to this stuff because I retired.
Mhm.
And so then I said to myself, I said, why on earth are you even here? Why did you bother even coming if you don't even want to listen to growth?
Mhm.
As an individual, even if you retired, there's got to be a next step. There's another horizon, another mountain to climb, another step to take. So for me, retirement is something I don't ever imagine me personally doing. I may be moving from, like you said, from one level to another level. So that to me is not retirement. That to me is growth. And that's how I see growth. So let me ask everybody who may be listening, what does the next version of you actually look like? Let me repeat that. What does the next version of you actually look like? Have you even thought about this, Lancelot? Because I know I have, and I can tell you my feeling on that.
The next version. Let me reflect on that.
Lancelot 2.0.
Yeah, well, you know, I see,
3.0 at this
I
point.
see. For me, just 2.0 continue to grow because I'm very happy with who I am,
Mhm.
but I'm also happy with who I'm willing to become. So I am doing the work, understanding that today is going to be different than who I am next week. And I embrace that. I look to that. I do the work in order to be that. So I guess it would be, in the future, it'd be like Lancelot 2.0 or 10.0. Because it's about doing the work. And it's understanding that consistency and discipline is the key to everything. And for me, that always meant that I could be anything that I wanted as long as I wanted it bad enough.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
love that. I love that idea. I'm in the same boat as you because so my mission in life is to help people. That's my true mission in life. So the next version of me is just helping more people, being wiser. And I cannot get wiser without reading, learning, adapting, moving, going places, acknowledging people who have helped me get there. Every time you and I have a conversation, you help me get there. You propel me. Every time I talk to Jose, he propels me. So every conversation I'm having is helping me be the next version that I need to become. And I can't do it by myself. If I sit in a cave, I'll be what? A caveman. Only the knowledge that I have. But I don't want to keep that knowledge. I want to expand that knowledge. And that can only happen by aligning myself with the right people who are going to push me further, who are going to challenge me. I don't want to be who I was yesterday.
Absolutely.
Like you said, I need to be pushed. I need to be challenged. And I don't ever, ever feel like I need to be comfortable. Why do I take a cold shower every morning? Why did I take one this morning? Why did I go to the gym this morning? Why did I pray? Why did I meditate? All of those things are part of my morning routine. Why did I listen to information this morning while I was working out? I wasn't just working out. I had my headphones on and I was challenging my mindset. I was challenging the way I think because otherwise I would be the same.
It's interesting because I think one of the things that I'll just call them winners do is they multitask. And that's one of the things I've learned to do because it's only 24 hours in a day. And a lot of times people that are got a lot of things going on, they have to learn how to do several things at one time. And one of them I like, and which I do also, is I'm on the cardio machines. I'm listening to Stoicism. If I'm doing squats, I'm calling out my affirmations. I'm combining things together because you learn to utilize time in very interesting ways. Because again, there's only 24 hours in a day. And if you want to accomplish all that you want to accomplish, you have to learn how to adjust with and adapt with time. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Well, listen, in order to change, you cannot keep doing the same thing you do every day. You have to vary it, you have to change it. Or if that same thing that you're doing adds an element, then your identity is no longer yesterday.
Right.
Your identity is today, and your identity is becoming tomorrow. So who are you becoming? What standards, what privileges are you tapping into? Because we all have a privilege. We have the privilege of time, but some of us don't tap into it. Some of us tap out.
Wait a minute, what was that? I didn't hear you. It's privilege of what?
Time.
Oh, time. You did say, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people tap into it like you and I do, and other people tap out. What do I mean by tap out? They scroll instead of at the gym, because I was at the gym and I'm moving, I'm doing things, and I see a girl literally do one exercise, stop, and for the next 5 minutes, she was scrolling on her phone.
That's the biggest distraction.
And then she did one more exercise, literally like three things, put her weight down, and then scrolled for another 5 minutes. I said, oh, that's an interesting way to work out. So was she using her time properly? And it's not for me to judge her. She's got to judge herself. I am no one's judge, but we have to judge ourselves. Are we taking the privilege of what's given to us, or are we wasting that privilege? That's the real question. So who are you becoming? What standards are you living up to? And what you no longer tolerate? That's the behavior. That's what you need to look at every day. And what does your days look like? What do they look like now? And what do you want them to look like tomorrow?
You know, if I could build on that, because distraction is the key to not getting and not living up to the individual that you were meant to be. Things like your phone, things like a lot of times television. And again, we're not judging. I'm just putting the information out there for people to really contemplate and understand that these things are out there to distract you, because you're watching other people do as you're not doing. So one of the things that I do in the morning is I make sure, and this is one of the hardest things in my morning routine, is to pick up the phone, because I'm going to need it later on, without looking at it, without looking at the notifications, without checking to see, scrolling to see who liked what I did. Because what that does is, once you allow that to infiltrate your thoughts, that is taking over your thoughts for the day. And as a winner, one of the first things you want to do is, the first thing you do when you wake up is you plant the thoughts in your mind. You tell yourself what to think. You don't allow a phone or anybody else to control your first thoughts, because your thoughts create emotions. And a lot of times our emotions are real, but inaccurate. And what happens is, that realness of the feeling of the emotions will allow you to make decisions based off the inaccuracy of those emotions. So you have to be very careful about what you plant in your mind early in the morning. Because if you don't tell yourself how you're going to think today, you don't tell yourself what is your emotions that I want to feel. These are important and they sound crazy, but we have the power to do that. We just have to learn. And once you understand how to create what you want to think about today, also create how you feel, then you're able to go about your day in control. You're bending the day. The word you use was architect. You become the architect of your life. And that's power, because time is the most important thing we have.
For example, somebody texted me this morning at 4:28, but I was already on my way to the gym. So I did not respond, right? Because it was not somebody who I normally am in touch with, right? And it's an old client at 4:28. And I'm like, oh, they're up. That's pretty good. And this is somebody who told me they wouldn't get up early. Right? So I did not respond till after the gym. So I responded
Absolutely
after I showered, after I did everything that I had to do. So I like 6:20 something, I responded. And they just said, hi, how are you? I said, I'm exceptional and getting better every day. I said, how are you? How can I be of service? That was my response. I haven't even checked to see if they responded yet. But when we allow other people to enter us and direct our day or our time, then we're losing out. So I want everybody who is either listening or will listen to the replay to do me a favor. If you have a pen and paper, take it out I want you to write these 5 bullet points. And these have been on top of mind for me today. So these are the 5 bullet points that can impact you, right? Income, that's number 1. Number 2, impact. Number 3, health. Number 4, relationships. And this one, number 5, your inner state. What's going on in you, inside your mind, your body, your overall. So write those 5 down. And if you can't define it, you cannot become it. It's that simple. And we're talking about finances, that's your income. Impact, what are you doing with your life? That's your impact. Your health, how are you taking care of that this beautiful body of yours that keeps you moving, keeps you doing the things that you want to do in life? And the relationships, because we are not meant to be alone. We're meant to have relationships, friends, family, loved ones, and then your inner state. How are you feeling throughout your day? What are you telling yourself? The inner words that you speak to yourself. So those are the things you need to define what they are to you, and so that you can become those things that you want to accomplish in your life. What are your thoughts on that, Nancy?
Oh, I was, well, first of all, you're absolutely right. But I want to really circle back on the time thing,
Sure.
and the importance of understanding that time is the most precious commodity we have. And when you wake up in the morning, you did something that was very good. And this happens to me a lot because people understand that you get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. People tend to want to call you at that time and chat. And it's never about you, it's always about what's going on with them.
Mhm.
So you have to be able to do what you just did. And this is not being rude, people. This is understanding that time is the most precious commodity that we own. And we must
Mhm.
guard our time like it's, stand over it like we're a god. Because in the morning, if you're getting up to do your regimen, and all of a sudden you have people that are calling you at the times in which you're supposed to be out there doing your structured system, they're trying to break what you're doing, that what you're doing, and you can't allow that. That's very important. And sometimes we feel as though we're being hurtful by not answering. We must understand we have to protect ourselves. Nobody's going to love you or be concerned about you more than yourself. So what you did, I just wanted to acknowledge, is what you need to do in a situation like that in the
Mhm.
morning when you have set out your time from whatever time it is to do your morning routine. You got to understand it. Time is precious. And this is my time for myself. So I just want to circle back on that because I go through that, and I think people need to understand that that's very important, to take control of your time and who you spend your time with.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. Some hard truths that people don't focus on sometimes is their morning routine,
Mhm.
right? And sometimes even hard decisions based on relationships, business, the movement in their lives, and how they're going about it. And even sometimes they avoid certain decisions because of discomfort. Because if they do that, oh, I don't know how to accomplish this.
Mhm.
How am I going to do that? Oh, I can't do that. So they start putting doubt into their framework instead of saying, I can't do that yet. Let me figure it out.
Right.
Let me get some assistance with this.
Mhm.
And so we have to take our own personal story and really understand who we are. I think every day we have a choice. How do we handle it? Right? How do
Mhm.
we handle the choices that are put in front of us? We have a choice how we do it. How do we react, right? Every day.
Absolutely. That's the and first good morning to Angeline who just came on. We saw her.
Mm.
Hi, Angeline. Um, but absolutely, that's the one of the most powerful things that we have. We choose and have the ability to choose. The only issue is that most people don't understand we have that power. You know, they're usually on what I call automatic from the time they get up in the morning. And they allow, like a leaf in the wind, the day and their emotions to blow them wherever it wants. They're in control. The emotions and the environment and your memories and your fears are in control of your day, as opposed to you choosing exactly what you want to feel. You're choosing your thoughts, you're choosing your attitude. And that is something that we all have the ability to do.
Mm.
It's like a bike. It's hard at first. Everybody remembers when they first rode that bike and how they got on it and fell down. But each time you got back on it, you learned how to balance a little more. And it might have took you a day, it might have took you 2 days, but the consistency and the persistency of learning how to ride a bike, you started riding.
Mm.
It's like controlling your thoughts. It's like understanding how to shape your emotions, stabilize your emotions. It's hard at first, but when you continue to work on it every single day, it becomes easier. It becomes a part of you. You know what I mean? So think about that, because control, we have the ability to make decisions and choices. We just don't do it. But if you start
Okay.
making those choices, it will make all the difference in the world.
It does. It does. And it's huge when we can choose what's going to work in our favor. Sometimes we don't have that choice either, right? Let me share another video with somebody who was in Tampa and what their thoughts were.
The New York City Mastermind Experience here in Tampa is like no other. The room is electric. The people are having a great time, and I'm so proud to be one of the speakers. I can promise you, if you're not at any of these events, you're missing out, because today was an incredible day, a life-changing day for everybody who was here. All of the New York City Mastermind experiences are a must-to go. If you're looking to impact your life and take it to the next level, if you're looking to improve your business, your relationship, your finances, any of those things and more, you have to be in the room to meet the right people. There's somebody in every one of these rooms that are going to impact you and change your life for the rest of your life. Why wait at home on the couch when you could be here doing something incredible?
Absolutely. Come join us in Atlanta. I mean, we were just in Tampa not that long ago. And our next experience is going to be in Atlanta. That's going to be September 25th through the 27th.
Yes, looking forward to with Mr. T.O. Clay, my man.
Okay.
The reason why, or one of the major reasons why I got into this space in the first place, him and I met at in Bristol, Tennessee, of all places, at an awards ceremony for books that we had written. And he was in the space of inspiring and motivating people all over the world. And I was like, wow, that is what I want to do. And it's funny how the universe works. When you put it out there and you're willing to do the work, the universe has a way of shifting and giving you and showing you exactly what you need to do and when. And within a year, I met back up with T.O. through the New York City Mastermind Experience, which is crazy. And we've been inseparable ever since. But it's just interesting. Yeah.
He's an absolutely incredible human being for sure. Right? So I like this conversation that you and I are having. And for anybody that wants to chime in, please, just like Angeline is doing so. There are certain things in life that we may need to avoid, right? We may need to face straight on, or we may need to avoid. So what are you avoiding today? What discipline, what decisions, what discomfort are you facing? And it's okay to put in the chat, you financial discomfort, living relationships, anything like that, because we all go through them. And the thing is, sometimes we need to put it out there and let people know, hey, you know what? I'm going through certain things. And then you have support from people who'll say, hey, you know what? I got your back. I'll help you out this way. I'll help you out that way. And sometimes we don't let anybody know what we're going through because of two things. One is shame, and the other one is guilt. Right? Two things, shame and guilt, stop a lot of people from greatness because they're ashamed because they don't know how to do something, or they're ashamed because they've done something. And the guilt is because they feel guilty either because they didn't step up, or they avoided doing certain things, or because they made a mistake. And so there's a lot of things that happen in the world that if we can handle those two things, because to be honest with you, for most things in the world, people are going to forget when you made a mistake as long as you rectify the mistake, right? If it's listen, if you kill somebody, that's not by mistake. That's killing, right? So, it's important to understand that, hey, I made a mistake, or I did this, and own your mistakes as well, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I think we can add another component to that, and that would be ego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people don't own up to things because of ego and how it's going to look to other people. And they're worried about sometimes the optics as opposed to really dealing with what happened. They're dealing with their how people are going to perceive what happens. And that, I think, stops a lot of people from true growth is ego. And that's,
I've also heard ego reframed this way: edging God out. Which is pretty
that's
interesting.
the first time I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting because God does not judge you. He wants the best for you. Right? And so God doesn't want you to hold on to these things that are keep hurting you. He wants you to let go of them. And sometimes our ego doesn't allow us. Right? So stop edging God out. Move forward. Right?
I like that. Ego, edging God out.
Yeah.
You just write that one down.
So let's talk about why you can't do this alone. So environments sometimes help shape your identity faster than your intentions. So what do I mean by that? If you're in a bad environment, if you're in a bar area and everybody's drinking and everybody's telling you, hey, have another shot, hey, have another one, and you've already had your fill, you've already had one or two drinks, and doing any more is going to cause you to do the wrong thing, is going to cause you to maybe get in your car and drive. That environment is going to shape your identity faster than your intention is, because maybe you got in the car and your intention was to get home, but that instance that you took more drinks than you should have, and you decided to get in the car and you have an accident, that split second can change your life forever. You can kill somebody. You can get killed. You can maim yourself. You can lose a leg, a limb. You can come out paralyzed. So every decision that we make is based on sometimes the environment or the people
People you're around.
we surround ourselves with.
Amen.
Because listen, you can be with the same exact people at the beach and they're not pushing drinks on you. You could be with the same people at church and they're not pushing drinks on you. But you set up the environment differently, and now you're at a bar compared to a church or a birthday party or a christening, right? And the intentions of the people kind of change because it's based on the environment. So sometimes it's the room that can impact you. And that's why you and I, Lancelot and Jose, we've created and curated these rooms that help everyone elevate. Now, you did see in some of our videos that there's after hours, there's meeting after the meeting, but we're never allowing anyone to drink too much. We're always cognizant of other people's, make sure nobody's driving, make sure everybody has an Uber, make sure everybody is getting to where they need to go safe. And we're watching out for each other. And not everybody who comes to an event is going to want to go and have a drink afterwards. They may want to go and have a conversation. They may want to do something differently. So the rooms that we curate are for growth, expansion, and for opportunity. So if you're ever interested in joining us at the rooms we curate, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Because in the right room, you will expand. You will expand your horizons for sure.
That was excellent, because environment, as you're looking to grow, is so imperative to your growth because it's who you surround yourself with. You can always usually tell a lot about a person by the people that he hangs around with, the 3 or 4 people that he hangs around with. That lets you know who he really is, because association brings assimilation. And my mother used to always say that to me. He can't come to the house. Oh no, he can't. Okay, he's okay. She used to dictate. Now I would hang out with those kids anyway, but she wanted me to understand from when I was young that association brings assimilation. If he's out here selling drugs and robbing people, what do you think you're going to do? You know what I mean? Because you're hanging around him. People hang around like-minded people. So these things are very important. Who you hang around with and the environments that you put yourself in. This is key because proximity is power. So the more people that you can hang around with that are doing what you want to do, that's important because there's a thing called frequency. There's a thing called vibrational energy that I learned through, I was going to say Jose, not Jose, Born to Risk. Remember we went and they did that whole thing with the stick.
Yeah.
We talked about frequency and vibrational energy and how like-minded people, when they get around each other, have a specific type of frequency. And I had never heard it described like that before. But when you're in it, you feel it and you see it. And it's an incredible feeling. So this is why it's important to get around people with the same frequency, the same thoughts, people that are looking to change the world, to help others be the best that they can be. There's a frequency and vibration that happens that is life-changing. Just like the New York City Mastermind Experience in Tampa. This is why everybody's ranting and raving about that weekend. It was the speakers, it was the people, it was the vibrational frequencies. And you feel it. And it's life-changing. So just to turn around and just go back to what we were talking about, environment is everything. So get yourself in the room. If you're looking to make some changes, get yourself around other people that have made that change.
Absolutely. Let's take another look at somebody who's in the room with us in Tampa. Take a look.
The mastermind experience has been unforgettable. And I say that because the connection in the room is outstanding. You never know what you're going to get at these events, but there's something that you gain from everybody here. So I encourage you to come to the mastermind, again, with no expectations, but you're going to leave with your cup overfilling. You get encouragement, motivation. It's not salesy. This is not that type of environment. Very laid back. It's about connection and sharing ideas.
That's it, sharing ideas, right? And if you look at, there was so many moments where people were actually, we almost had to kick them out because, okay, we're closing the room, and people
Yeah,
are
we
like,
gotta
wait, we're still talking. All right, you got to move to the hallway. People didn't want to leave, right? Because we truly raised the standards, and you talked about the energy, the emotional connection people had with one another was really something incredible to see. I was beyond pleased to see how people really connected. It was really powerful.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And you, just to get back to that, the emotional connection, that I think was one of the keys that were different even in the last mastermind that we gave in Farmingdale. There was and you could feel it. There was an emotional connection. And then you had each speaker who, and I know for myself, I did this, and I know other people spoke about that, who came to speak about one thing. And then once they got in the room and felt the energy, completely changed what they were going to talk about to something else that was in what was connected to what the other person spoke about, which I thought was powerful also because it was all driven from the emotional connection and the ability to be able to change what you were talking about because of that emotional connection that we all felt.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It really was interesting that it kept the flow going, right? Because from one speaker said, "Oh, I was going to talk about the same thing, but now let me flip it a little bit and continue that growth." And I think that was a pretty important and powerful portion of what actually did happen. Because you don't see that in a lot of things. People come in, they have their speeches, set up, and this is all I'm going to read, and I'm going to just read my. It wasn't that was nonsense. That didn't happen with us, and we've been very fortunate that all of our events have been very off the cuff kind of deal, right? Not that people come in and they don't know what they're going to talk about. They know what they're going to talk about, but they changed it to continue the flow of what was going on. And I think that was pretty powerful. You're right. You're right on that.
Very powerful because that's not easy to do as a speaker, and you have to be able to shift and it's fun. They always say that emotion leads attitude. Based on what you're feeling creates the attitude. So the emotions in this specific incidents for several of the speakers shifted what they spoke about, shifted their attitude because of how they were feeling. And feelings are a powerful thing. And that's the other thing we talk about. We're not connecting. We're not networking. We're connecting. There's a difference.
There is a difference.
Oh, absolutely.
So if anybody listening to it now or even on the replay later on, if you're feeling what we're talking about, if you're feeling the power of the rooms that we've curated, we want to tell you about the next room that we're building, right? And this one is in Atlanta. We're looking at different possibilities. Coach T.O. Clay served in the military for 23 years, right? He's the highest level of an enlisted human being that can go in the U.S. Marines, right? And a sergeant major, the highest level that you can get into. Uh, and if I'm saying it out of place, I'm sure he'll fix me and let me know, right? Um, but so it, and we're actually going to consider this, which will be really cool, to have it not at a hotel, not at a certain, but a VFW location. And he sent me a place, and the place looks really good, and it's got all this, how can I say it, this energy, right? It's brothers and sisters who've served our country, who have occupied this space, who have meetings there, who have had conversations about their lives. And if we can occupy a space like that, I think the energy is going to be next level, right? So think about every room we've done has been different. The energy, the vibration has been so powerful. And I believe that this one is going to be just that much different, that much more powerful. So we are building Atlanta to be different than Tampa. It totally will be. It cannot be the same. Why? Because you and I and Jose, we're not the same.
We're different.
We will not be the same guys that you met in Tampa. If you've been to any of our events, if you've been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our events, if you've been to every one of our events, you see the transformation we have gone through, right? You have gone through, Lancelot. Jose has gone through. I have gone through. And we continue to expand our horizons. So that's the kind of room we're building in Atlanta, Georgia, right? And think about it. The meeting after the meetings, the mornings, the every event, every situation, every conversation is going to have a different energy than we had at any previous event. And we continue to do that. And the one after Atlanta is going to be back in New York. And there's going to be a different vibration there because we have grown and we
Getting better. That's right.
be stagnant. We don't. None of us do, right? We are like a river constantly moving, right?
You go, adjusting, adapting. You know, the river keeps flowing. It might run up against a rock. It goes underneath it. It goes over it. If the rock is porous, it goes through it. But that water never stops moving. And that represents growth. That represents us as individuals because we all, at least the people that I've been around thus far in the New York City experience, is constantly growing. So like you said, Tampa is going to be different than Atlanta because we're all going to be different because we've done the work to be different because I am different than I was yesterday because I'm doing the work to become what I am tomorrow. And that goes for most of the people that'll be with us. So you're absolutely right. So we expect and know that Atlanta is going to be even better because we're going to be even better.
That's right. And Atlanta is not an event, by the way. It's not an event. It's a container for transformation.
Yes.
Let's say that again. It's a container for transformation.
Wow. Nice.
So why Atlanta? Why now? Well, what happens inside of the space? And I talked about the environment earlier, is not important. But the reason we want to do Atlanta is because we want to honor Coach Theo Clay because he lives there. He's our boots on the ground. We want to honor him for all the work that he's doing around the world. The man has spoken everywhere, right? I think this week he's speaking at an academy for the military. He's speaking at a school. He's doing all these different things. So we want to honor him as somebody who has served our country for 23 years. And why not honor our military? Why not honor a gentleman who has truly dedicated his life to giving,
Serving, that's right. Hmm.
to serving, to over delivering?
Well,
So,
I mean, he's a special individual, absolutely, and he served his country for 23 years, and now he serves his country again, trying to help others be the best that they could possibly be. But for me, for me, it's just again the alignment of the universe is just so powerful when you think about where we were in 2023, him and I, and where we are now, connected, doing things together. We're about to do the New York City Experience in Atlanta, Georgia. That to me is not just powerful, but it's an indication that there's someone other than ourselves. And those of you that believe in God like I do, like Seafood does, that is orchestrating this. A bigger power is putting us together for something even bigger. I believe that. And if I remember earlier, you asked me, the 2.0 version of me. What that would be is doing the same thing, but in much bigger arenas and affecting many more people around the world. That's the only way I see it going, is continuing to get better and everything just getting bigger. Doing what we do because I love what we do. This is in line with what I have felt was my purpose since I was 17 years old. I believed, because of some of the incidents that I had been through, that God had chosen me to be a beacon of positive light and energy to people around the world.
yeah, absolutely.
And so now he has orchestrated that power. God has put us together. It's almost like a team of superheroes.
Right.
Put us all together. And now he's just building. Okay, we need to go to Atlanta. We were in Tampa. And now this is the next step to continue to curate and build for that next level.
That's right. That's right. So let's talk about what happens inside of our events. We do have hot seats. We do have real conversations. We have high level proximity. And what do we expect people when they show up? We expect you to leave differently than you walked in. If not, then you should not even consider coming. Don't even come. It's not worth your time. Stay home. If you don't believe that you're going to grow as an individual, stay home. Stay home. Because it does require you to do a bunch of different things. And wherever we are in the world and you join us, the first one is you have to make a decision. The second, you have to spend some money. You have to consider what kind of ticket you want to get. Do you want to get a general admission ticket, or do you want to get a VIP ticket? Right now, our general admission tickets are dirt cheap. For 3 days, $197. You cannot get cheaper than that. Usually our 3-day events, usually our 2-day general admission is $397. We said, you know what? We want more people to be there and experience what we're doing. So we're going to cut it and we're going to do $197 for 3 days. Now, if you say, hey, you know what? I want more. I want more proximity. I want more events. I want more of what you guys are doing. If you want to join us for dinner, for lunch, 2 dinners, and a lunch, then the price, are you ready for this? It's crazy. You want me to tell you the price?
Yeah, let's go.
You sure?
Yeah.
We only have 20 spots at this amount, $597. That includes 2 dinners, a lunch, the proximity, specialized, and then we're throwing something really unique, an extra thing that people can only VIPs can enter this, right? A special, ready? Round table. A special round table, and not everybody will be allowed in it. It's an exclusive, inclusive round table for 2 hours with Jose, Lancelot, and myself, and the three of us are going to take you in a special mastermind. Who's excited for that? I know I'm excited for that.
Nice, nice.
So if you're coming, you need to understand that there is an expense you're gonna do two ways. One is financial, the other one is time. But if you stay home, it's gonna cost you more because you're not gonna get the connections, the ability, the power connections, the opportunities that may present themselves, right? And you may take longer to achieve something because you were not in the room with the people who could help you achieve it sooner. So you're going to spend it either way. The question is, do you want to get it faster or slower? That's the question, right? So if you come to our events, you need to be ready to act. If you're done playing small, then you need to join us. For spectators don't ever execute. All they do is spectate. They expect, and they do nothing. They don't execute. So don't be a spectator. Join us in Atlanta.
And if I can just expound on that, the work afterwards. You have work to do afterwards. Once you make connections, and that's what I learned as well. It's not enough to just make connections. It's not enough to have a great time. It's the work that you do afterwards that really is important. The reaching out, we all have, for an example, with Tampa, I have a television show on Roku, I Define TV. You reach out, and I've had several people on. I've been on several of the people that was their shows, and we develop these relationships that take work. And the work is not tedious; it's just tedious. You have to do the work, reach out. Hey, how you doing? I'd love to have you on my show. Or when they have something on the internet, you like it. There's a little work to be done, but understand that that's how you build connections, relationships. And that's the key. That's one of the things I learned as I continue to navigate my way in this world, is that it's the work that you do afterwards that's very important.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just start to finalize because I know our time is coming up to an end. But if you know you need an environment that forces this power inside of you to come out and for you to make an impact in the world. Remember the 5 points I told you about before? One was income, the other one is impact, right? If you want the impact of who you are meant to be, our room will force that. So get in the room, and you don't need more information. You need higher standards. Your next version already exists. You haven't just met the requirements yet. You have to avoid not doing the work. You have to choose your current life, and you have to continue to move forward. You can't become the next version of you if you stay in the same environment that created the current one. For example, if somebody came to me and said, hey, listen, I want to lose weight, and I give them a meal plan, and they go, well, I don't want to eat that. can I eat just the same food I've been eating? My answer to them is the same food you've been eating is where you are now. If you're not willing to make the change, why are you here? So make the change. Get in the room. Expand your horizons. With that, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think you summed it up beautifully. You summed it up beautifully. Just get in the room, and once you get in the room, do the work.
That's it.
That's the most important thing is the work afterwards, because that's where the connections continue to grow and blossom.
That's
and
it.
So I've made some wonderful relationships at the last one, and look forward to making some new ones. And allow,
sure.
Yeah. So,
all right. Thanks a lot. Have a blessed rest of your day, my brother.
You too, my friend, and I will see you on Saturday.
Looking forward to it. All right. Everybody.
Take care.
Bless.
Make sure you are part of the New York City Mastermind. It is one of the most brilliant places that you can spend your time. Whenever you get people that are open to learning, asking questions, and listening, collectively, this is one of the most beneficial things you could possibly do, investing in yourself, because connection, understanding, you get a room full of people that you get to tap into and learn from their experiences, good, bad, but we're all after the same thing, which is to serve people at the highest level.